Hey everybody, this is Denise Rembert. This is Learn, Grow, Live, and I'm your wake up call. What type of relationship do you have with yourself? You know, it's my Achilles heel to hear someone say, I'm working on me, but yet every time I see them, they still have the exact same behavior. They're not checking themselves, they're not trying, they're just still out here blowing up, fighting, cutting up, doing all these ignorant things and never taking accountability for their behavior. Now, I don't care how much you work on yourself, you're never going to always get it right. You're never going to all be perfect. Sometimes you're going to let the old you show up. What's important in those moments is that you step back afterwards, if possible, and still hold yourself accountable for your behavior. Because just because somebody push all your buttons don't mean you gotta react, right? So if you really want to work on you, I want to help you with that. I want to talk to you about some of the things that you can do to really start to look at who you are and what you can do differently and how you can be, so things don't make you react but allow you to respond, right? The worst thing in the world you can say to somebody who is healing is, you made me act this way, and they'll be looking at you sideways because they understand that nobody can make you do anything. You can allow people to push all of those buttons and make you react in a way because you allowed it, not because not because they're innocent. They're not innocent. They clearly are a mirror showing you the things that you need to work on. And that's kind of where I want to start. Like, understand that most of the time when you have interactions with people that are not so great, those are the darker parts of you that need work, that show up in those moments, right? The shadow is important. And the shadow will show up when you least expect it. Sometimes, though, when you need it. Because think about it. I'm a very calm, cool, and collective person. But I have my moments where I can pop off, right? And it's rare, but it happens. What I understand to be true about me is that I've always, the old me, the unhealed version of me, always wanted to feel love externally. Any relationship that I've been in has always been about making sure that this person loved me, and I would do anything for them. I would do anything to please them because I had the wrong idea of what a relationship was supposed to be. I always thought it was supposed to be all the sacrifice came from me because, I need the love. And some of that was like unbeknownst to me. Like, I didn't really understand it until I started to work on me and I realized that I didn't feel worthy because of some of the traumatic things that I had been through. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel, like people cared for me. I didn't feel like people loved me. And part of that was the traumatic experiences that happened to me. And the other part of that was because of who I am as a person, and understanding that people don't, necessarily love people when they are different, right? And then when that difference goes against their beliefs, right? So I didn't love myself. Hence the being overweight, hence the not taking care of my body, not eating the best things, drinking, a lot, and doing things to myself that didn't help me mentally, emotionally, or physically. Once I started working on myself, though, and taking a deep dive and understanding that the trauma that I had experienced created this need to feel protected, loved, and wanted. And when I didn't get it, my reaction to those things was not healthy either. Now I understand. Now I understand that I have to always hold myself accountable, no matter if the other person involved in the relationship with me is doing something wrong or not, because those people, those experiences that are placed in front of you, any relationship that you've been in that hasn't been the greatest, don't just blame them. Really take a look. If you really want to work on yourself, you really want to be a better person, take a look at how you're showing up. Take a look at what you're doing that doesn't serve you and the part of you that wants to be better, that wants to experience better things, that wants to have a healthy, loving relationship with someone. Take a look at you. Don't sit across from other people and sit and talk about what they do. Because what they are showing you is a mirror. What they're holding up in front of you, if it really pisses you off, the things that people do, the way that they show up, if it really pisses you off, you need to ask yourself why. Not just because of the obvious thing. Maybe they're disrespecting the culture. Maybe they're not the type of person that you say you want to be with. Maybe they're not. Maybe. But if they're coming into your experience and they're pissing you off and giving you, excuse me, some sort of angst, or you get angered by them or challenged by them, you got to ask yourself why. Because more than likely, there's a part of you that needs that experience to grow. And if you want to be better, instead of you judging them, take a look at why it affects you so much. Take a look at why it bothers you that person is the way they are. Because you're really not responsible for nobody but yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care who it is in your life. I had to learn that. I love my people, but I'm not responsible for y'all. I'm not. I'm responsible for Denise. So if you really want to improve your experience in this life and be happier and feel better about yourself and fall in love with yourself, start examining you. In those experiences, in those relationships, take a look at you. I had a friend tell me she's dealing with some things, and one of the people that she just really has a really hard time understanding the dynamics in their relationship is her mom. And she was like, I got to figure this thing out. I can't be around anybody. I'm just going to go silent for a while. I don't want to deal with it. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Take the time you need to be silent and really look at yourself. But understand that those relationships, the people that piss you off the most are holding up the biggest mirror in the world for you to see what needs to grow in you, what needs to be healed in you. The only way that you're going to determine what they are is that you have those experiences, that you be bold enough to observe yourself in those experiences and try to figure out what is driving your behavior and what you need to do to improve it. You gotta work on your emotional intelligence if you want to begin to become a better version of you. It does not happen overnight. It's hard as hell. It gets dark sometimes. Trust me, I've been doing this work for a long time, which is why I go away and stay gone for a minute. Listen, I love you guys. All I want for anyone who watches this video is for you to find you and the best version of you and bring that out in your experience. This is Denise Rembert. This is Learn, Grow, Live, and I'm your wake-up call. Be blessed.